talking about fractions, we're talking about the numerator, which is the top of the fraction, right? And that's how many parts we have. And then the bottom number is the denominator, and that's the whole number.
Right.
So the bottom is, you know, how many groups we're going to have, and the top number is like how many of those groups we're asking for. So we're going to start with a problem, and I want everybody to be looking up at me and paying attention so that we can go over this together. So the problem is that Marie has 24 pieces of bubble gum to share among 3 friends and herself. How many pieces of gum will each person get? So class, how many pieces of gum total are we talking about?
24.
24. And everyone in the back row is paying attention too, right? CJ, Kevin, Maria? Okay, so you have 24 pieces of gum, and Marie is going to share it between 3 of her friends and herself. So, CJ, how many people are we talking about sharing with?
How many people? Her and 3 friends, 4.
Mm-hmm. So we're sharing that with 4 people. I wrote that down on page 1 if everyone wants to join me on page 1. Okay. So what does that mean we have to do with 24? We have to break that into how many groups?
4 for each person, no?
Yeah, exactly. We have to break 24 into 4 groups to determine how many pieces of gum each person will get. So right now, I want everybody to either work by themselves or work with a partner, and I want you to come up with a solution. You can either write it out or you could draw a picture of how you would divide 24 into those 4 groups and how many parts were going to be in each group. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, if you have no questions.
I don't think I have any questions.
Okay, great. So if you don't have any questions, you can go ahead and work with your partner or work by yourself. And when you're done, raise your hand or tell me what page you're on. How's everybody doing?
Great, I think.
Okay. Now raise your hand if you or your group came up with a solution.
I think we did.
You think you did? Okay. Who did you work with, Sean?
I worked with Ed.
Okay. Can you share what the 2 of you worked on together and tell me what page you're on?
We're at page 2.
Okay. So explain to me what you did on page 2.
We started dividing the 24 pieces between 4 people that we represented with these little circle thingies. And we started giving them 1 at a time until we ran out of the 24, and that gave us 6 per person.
6 per person. That's excellent. All right, let's hear from some of your classmates. CJ, who did you work with?
Kevin, but we weren't really sure.
Sure, well, let's just take a look at it and see what we can do. What page are you on?
We are on 5.
Page 5. Okay. So can you start to explain to me what you're doing here?
We just have the 4 people and the 24 pieces of gum. Okay. But I keep telling Kevin that it's okay if we don't share.
Well, actually, we should share, and definitely should share in this problem, right? Because we're dividing it into 4 groups, and those groups are going to be equal, right? Mm-hmm. So, if you were going to do that, what do you think your next step would be? Talk me through your idea.
I guess we could take this 24 and start like giving them to people. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Oh, that took forever.
It did take a little bit, but it's going to help you in the future to get these skills, right?
Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 per person.
6 per person. Awesome. So, Kevin, can you explain what steps CJ just demonstrated so that we could find the answer?
Oh my god, yeah, so, like, basically what CJ said.
Yeah, but can you explain it in your own words?
Yeah, like, we had the people, and then from the people we gave them bubble gum, and then each person got 6 pieces of bubble gum.
Why did each person get 6 pieces?
I don't know, man, because we were counting, and that's how many they got.
Okay.
She want to be all fair and stuff, but usually she don't give you nothing.
Well, I think this is a good change then if we're all fair and sharing. So, okay, so what CJ did was she represented the 4 people, right? We said we were going to break that 24 into 4 groups. Then she distributed each piece of bubble gum over and over again so that each person would get an equal amount, and we ended up getting 6. Does that help you understand a little bit better, Kevin, for the process?
Sure. All right.
Okay, well, we're going to keep working on it, so it's okay. Maria, how did you solve this problem?
I'm on page 4. I just did the division.
You just did the division? Okay. And when you do the division, how does that work for you? Talk me through what goes on during that process.
Wait, what is the question? I couldn't hear you.
When you do division, when you just do the division of the numbers, talk me through the process of how that happens. What did you do first? Like, what are your steps?
I just take the number, which is 24, needs to be divided by 4, and then you do the math. 24 divided by 4 is 6, because 6 times 4 is 24.
All right, excellent. So you explained yourself how you divided that into groups, and you used your basic multiplication facts to support that. Excellent. So at this point, does anyone have any questions about how we did grouping and we distributed to find how many pieces of gum each person would get?
We got it.
You got it? Okay, I think you guys got it too. So we're going to move on to the next problem.
I mean, I did. I want to talk for other people.
Well, I think everybody is going to be able to practice a little bit more as we move on, right? So our next problem that we're going to try is Cassie has 5 1/4 yards of ribbon. So I am going to go back to page 1, and I am going to write 5 1/4, right, because that represents the number of ribbon we have. And she is going to use that to make 3 bows for birthday packages. So it's going to be our job to find out how much ribbon each bow is going to take. So we have 3 bows. Now, before we start actually solving the problem, I'd like you guys to brainstorm and raise your hand when you feel like you have an idea of what a step would be for solving this. You don't have to solve it, just tell me what we should do first. All right, raise your hand when you have an idea, or tell me what page you're on. Sean?
I think I have an idea.
Okay, let me hear
But I
it.
got stuck.
Sure, we're just
I'm on page
brainstorming.
6.
Page 6? Okay. Okay, so can you explain to me what's going on here?
Well, I tried to divide the whole numbers first, right? And so I did the 3 bows. I gave each one 1, and then I was left with 2 and 1/4. I wasn't sure what to do about that.
Okay, yeah, so we're definitely, you gave each bow 1, and then now you have 2 1/4 left, and then we're going to have to continue to divide that, right? But before we come back, let's look at some of our classmates, like who else has a solution for that, and we can try to work it out together.
I didn't do it because it sounded super complicated.
Okay. Anybody else?
I did the same thing that Sean did.
Sure. Did you do it on a page, or?
Oh, no, I just, no, I didn't. Oh, man, I'm with CJ. I didn't do it because it was so complicated.
Okay.
And I did it on page